dear souls. Hello, how are you? How's your Christmas been? How's your New Year's Eve going to be? How are you enjoying yourself over the holidays? We hope we didn't annoy you too much with that music. We just thought you could use a little calming down. It's Rockin' Larry Locken, of course. It won't be for long, though. Guess who's coming through? You guessed it. Those sweet, sweet ladies, those sweet aunt influence type of divinity from the 13th dimension, Arcturian crystal blue angels. You heard from the Arcturian Translucent Color Realms earlier, boy, did you? Yeah, well, you know, I love them. I have a few things to say, but yeah, that was, yes, they were feeling themselves tonight, or earlier on tonight, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, last night during the day. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and let them through, and we're not going to get any tied up on words, I hope, with these ladies tonight. I hope they're going to be straightforward, and hopefully they get a good message. Angels, are you there? Yes, Larry. Funny. Dear soul, it's been a minute. And for you out there, dear sweet souls of Mother Earth, of Mother Gaia, it has been a minute. We hope everything's going well during this celestial time of year. We know that the Arcturian star is blinking in its full mode this time of year. It's getting geared up for that green and red and silver twinkle. You know, we're in tune with things that are going on Earth. You know, we show you in little ways. Dear souls, the fruits of full transparency. I want you to ponder that a little bit. First arise from simple, unknowing. You have levels of spirituality that you wade through. Indeed, every act of generosity or goodwill, however small, carries within it the facet of a glimmer of hope for that oneness, sort of a divine potential waiting to be fully revealed. We understand that a lot of the younger souls up there right now, they may show their love in smaller ways. Their way is sort of more and more with each generation what you might call a divine. They're sort of on a divine frequency of their own. Brilliant. Yet they remain unready to embrace it. Wholeheartedly taking it on, embrace it, like a child would do, like the children. And we must always try to be more like the children when we can. Like a child who loves openly, having not yet been taught about duality, having not yet been taught about how to measure, how to calculate, how to judge one's expression. Their love always has a way of matching the consciousness from which it flows. It believes that the world could be shaped by fear. Therefore, a lack of love too can emerge, narrowed by perceptions. As you evolve, though, dear sweet souls, your love and giving it more and more, it increases. It sets off a chain effect. It sets off a ripple, a tidal wave, slowly. It sets off a flow. The more you are more comfortable, the more you come back to being like the children, the more you learn through adult life, the more as you were unprogrammed, you've slowly figured out what it was, and you have slowly figured out that you need to come back to that source that you originated as, to let your creator-given divinity show within you. Humanity is on the brink of meeting your star family. We're not just talking about Ascension, we're talking about meeting your star family, those that you have channeled, guides that you have been talking to from a distance. They're going to start coming more in your purview, and you realize these are real entities. These are real people that you're communicating with, your souls. It's a phenomenal time. Just think about that one alone. Think about this. It's unfolding. It's going on right as we speak. Material objects, material gifts, though, dear ones, do not measure what's in your heart. It does not measure your awakeness. It does not account for any of that. Remember that your entire cosmic family, no matter what, stands with you in anticipation of this. This evolution, this change that is happening, that is literally on your brink of your horizon. And we know, dear souls, you have been told this forever and ever, and those that came before you were told this, and before that, and we could go back. We know that that is redundant, though, dear souls, but it is true. You have. But you know, sometimes you can feel it when things are a little bit different. And there's something in the air. Don't you just feel it for the first time in a long time, maybe in all your incarnation here, there's excitement in the air. Can't you just feel and smell that excitement in the air? Can't you just, especially your Arcturian souls, can't you just smell it and feel, you remember senses? Arcturian souls, we know you're down there too. We say dear souls a lot, but we take it for granted how mature and how evolved you are. We know how sensitive you are because we are you as well. A scent, a smell, you're sensitive to remembering that. You know, you're sensitive to people. You're sensitive to protecting people. Those who need it. You do not like to see injustice, and you do not like drama at all. But you will not hesitate to step in and stop this. Dear souls. Your own consciousness, your own power, your own your creativity, the observations of your surroundings, of a raindrop, of a tree leaf falling, of a child smiling. Of course, that is all within your awareness perception, a part of your consciousness. Nothing goes unshown. You are merely an expression of the creational source flow of all that is that consciously goes, the Divine One, which is the only one. You're just an expression of that. And that's the most beautiful thing there could be. Sometimes, dear souls on earth, Mother Gaia we call her, if your beliefs and your thoughts remain a little bit convoluted, a little bit cluttered, with a little bit of fear, a little bit of hesitation here, a little bit of, a little bit of degradation there. You fear that it will reflect the more modest side. Gestures done, you see, gestures done, acts that are given and done out of love. Well, we would just say that you reflect on that, and you reflect on the meanings behind, why you're doing this. You have a tendency to reflect on even the most modest little, you're in tune. You have a tendency to appreciate even the finest gestures of kind deeds by those around you. You actually take the time to stop and think about it, and you stop and think about how much that means to you, and so, that's why you are prone to watching out for people. You're prone to making sure that everybody's on an equal footing, and you're making sure that justice, that the right thing happens, that things are put in place so it doesn't need to come down to a matter of judging whether or not the right thing happened. You are seeking several. You're constantly, forevermore, it seems like you're constantly seeking outside validation still. It's still something that we see, that we get concerned about. Awareness also We talked about that also with the perception. Consider too the intentions. We're always talking about you considering the intentions behind who's talking to you. Consider the intentions behind your own actions too. Just think about that for a second. Don't let it necessarily change what you would do. Just be aware of it, your souls. You have an inner knowing that flows through you. You know that. We have discussed this about the download that has come in for your Akashic records that you already have inside of you, inside of your brain. That download to unlock those. Get those unlocked. Get that combination unlocked, and we'll give you the combination, and we can throw it away. No need, because they'll be unlocked. They'll be unlocked, dear souls. Remember, we must continue. Some things you can sound like a broken record on, dear souls, and some things, though, like it was a comment that the TranslucentColorRealms made in the last channeling. We do not remember, honestly, we don't, what they were saying, but what they were saying was right. When they were saying, consider your intentions, consider the intentions, your intentions of why of the acts that you choose to do. Consider just the intentions of it. What was the flow behind it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a person right or wrong either. There really isn't too many right or wrong answers. It just doesn't usually work that way. You have an endless source of information within you. You have the infinite tools at your hands, your souls. And we've said that so many times over the years that I think we're finally starting to get through to a substantial number of souls with this. Your holiday seasons that you have, your love and your caring and your thinking about others does not have to be confined to a box of a one time. This can be how humanity lives. The fourth dimension is a perfect example of where that is what they strive to do. You can look at the holidays as a time of year where the Christ consciousness was born, perhaps. It's a divinity that represents, if anything else, use that as a metaphor. We do not know the exact dates and things of that nature, but the metaphor is there. What is the feeling behind the part of it that's totally open and benevolent? What is their philosophy? What is their mission? And it's really, when you open up your heart and you keep your heart pure, it is your birthright and your entitlement to be able to feel that oneness with the source flow of all that is, that definitely consciously goes. No matter how deeply you appear to dwell in material illusions, you're stuck in those, you're stuck in, feel like you're stuck in things like that, of wanting things like that. The Christ represents a certain circumstances of dear Yeshua's birth. The humble, stable, symbolized consciousness, emptied of a false blockage, a false held down, you might say, a false way of being kept down. This divine birth, the wise men who brought gifts, they represent those who recognize high vibrations and will journey any distance to be in their presence. And it does not take a lot of effort either. Conversely, though, on the other side, forces that would attempt to disrail or dismantle or throw a curve in the way of the Christ consciousness, don't they? Sure tells a tale, doesn't it? You can tell that they're just disillusionment, fear, segregation. They're embodying that. They embody that. Therefore, it's like this. Stay in your zone as much as you can. Protect yourself. Don't worry about it. Don't give it all your energy. Just like we say, consider that it's there, though. Consider that it's there. It seems to me, dear souls, it seems to us up here at the Arcturian Crystal Blue Angels Collective, and you know what dimension that be out of 13th, dear souls, having a little fun with you. Having a little fun with our host. Protect it. Protect your Christ consciousness. Nurture it. Nurture it along, and don't try to get out of that boat of having it on a clock or any kind of timetable, just so you can give an update somewhere. Yeah, no, don't do that. Blossoming that enlightenment down there, I'll tell you what, growing those seeds of enlightenment down there, dear souls, has been, whoa, has it been a challenge? No? Yes, we think so. We put a lot of extra energy ourselves into our focus on seeing that this winter solstice was really something that was special. You know, just pouring in, dousing, you might say, with light energy, the plasma lightning collective of the 12th dimension of Pleiadians. We want to give them a shout out for their help up here too. Higher light vibrations will always, and we do mean always, given half the opportunity, we should say, stir up old patterns. Of course. It's just the way energy works and clears. But you need to trust in the process in this, though. This is part of a cleansing and a clearing process when these little things happen like this. Then they might not be so little to you. When those things get stirred up, it's a chance to dust them away, you might say. They're like a wave that you're just gonna, you're just called to conquer and wave out. You might think about it as what you would call one of your surfer's expressions. They are waves that are surfing you to newer horizons, taking you on to newer dimensions, things that you haven't seen or experienced yet, your souls, things that are going to be new to your purview. Any sort of a celebration, any sort of a get-together, it's a time and it's an opportunity, no matter how big or small, it's a time or an opportunity to reflect on your love for your fellow human, for yourself, seeing it back in you, them seeing it back in them, and you seeing it back in them, and vice versa. You know what we mean, dear souls. The truth, that truth, the people say there's their truth, her truth, his truth, your truth. Well, the truth, the real truth, it radiates within your soul. It really does. It absolutely does. And that's what we're saying. Lean. Hey, come go my way. Lean into generosity. Lean into compassion. Hey, go that way. You have the courage. Use that courage to continue your journey, your work. While you help others, you work. You pay it forward. Others will be there to help you. This work that you're doing right now, it really does, it refines your realization that nothing truly stands between you and your creative power of all that is. You may still, of course, feel some sense right now of physical, emotional, or, ties to limitations. Not as much as you once did, but they're still there, of course. These things will resurface. It takes a minute. Dear souls, it takes a minute. We see many of you still concerned about world events and constraints. We implore you to embrace take that and kind of use that to channel your creative potentials, to bring sort of a peace within you. Desire that desire that every thought that you have, every positive thought of love, every love vibration you put out there, every positive thought you have out there, work on thinking about when you're putting that intention out there, thinking about saying, okay, I want it to double this time. I want to just put it out there. I want twice as big of a kick with it. And put that thought out there with it. Okay? It's a process with everything. Then what you do is you continue this randomness, this random kindness, this newfound of just giving a little bit more, a little bit. Just focus on putting the attention out there for a little bit more. Embrace the things that you do. Believe in the things that you do. Trust in them. Absolutely. You're not alone. Your star family is with you. You have never been so not alone. You never were alone. You keep getting told that, and we're going to keep sounding like a broken record. We love you so much. The Arcturian crystal blue angels love you. We love you from Arcturus so much, and we have missed you. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, dear souls. We want you to know that there will come a time in your reality where you live among us as a higher dimension was, where you communicate right with us out of the clouds. Just like a conversation, but real. It's like now with telepathy, but it's real clear and direct. We will be in your reality soon, dear souls. Those who you've been talking to, they're going to be in your reality. With that, we depart. Dear souls, it has been our pleasure, and we thank you, and we thank our sisters down in the 12th dimension of the Arcturian translucent color realms. We are the 13th dimension crystal blue angels. We'll talk a little bit next time about, we'll share maybe in the joint channeling if we have one this week with our sister. We'll talk about possibly that 14th dimension coming down to us. We'll keep you waiting on that. We would like to kind of take that one on ourselves alone with the Arcturian translucent color realms and help educate them a little bit, because we are a little bit more in the know in that 13th. Not much, but everything has its place. You might see both collectives. It's possible you could see both of us collectives hop in another generation, another dimension. We've hopped many generations, your souls. With that, we love you so much, and thank you for this. And in your time ahead, be lovable, be loved. You are the love. And with that, we depart. Putting names and labels into perspective by the 12th dimensional translucent color realms of Arcturus, channeled by Locken. Please use discernment when listening to any channeling. Thank you and enjoy. As a Lyran, as an Arcturian, as an Andromedan, as a Syrian, from Orion, as from Procyon. We must remind you, when you speak of names of such as this from star systems, when you use such terms as starseed or lightworker, or even blue ray, or even periwinkle ray, indigo, crystal, rainbow, these are merely, we're going to go two ways with this, dear souls. One could say that these are merely human-derived ego labels to kind of help the mind of those not as awakened as the star race is quite yet. They provide labels to help you sort of conceptualize, internalize, you might say, the principles of what a higher vibrational existence could be. They do not necessarily reflect who or what you truly are. An ascended being knows that all labels are ultimately meaningless, as what we all are as a part of the source. We are one with the creation, the divine creational source flow of all that is that consciously goes. You are God, you are whatever, you are prime creator, you are the source flow. Whatever you choose to refer to, all that is that ever was and never will be. It is also important, though, to know that raising one's vibration should not be seen as a goal or achievement, as that breeds ideas of competition. Competition can and does, usually in a lower vibrating system, it causes division. Competition does create division. It breeds about a status of to merely live in that ego. When what we are trying to teach you, your souls, is that it isn't about that. It isn't about that, what's coming next. It's living in the now moment. Letting go of that. We know that this has been said to you time and time and time again, in different ways, by different entities, by different star systems, by different star brothers and sisters. It's not that hard of a concept, dear souls. Really just kind of let it go and just kind of focus in. Try focusing in on the now moment that you're in. And we have all done it in pasts. As we're infinite life, time that never began, was always there. Beings. We know this. Focusing in on when you're in a now moment and you are with loved ones and maybe you're not having the best day, you're not feeling it, so you might say, on earth. Take a minute, just take a minute out of your time and focus in on that now moment, and just while you're in it, try to be in it and try to focus on it. Just give it a minute of your time. Little exercises like that, helping you prepare for living more in that. Because as you roll, dear ones, towards 5D, and you are rolling, and even on to 60, as some of our Pleiadian brothers and sisters might like to want. No, we're not laughing at them. We're just kidding. We don't laugh up here in Arcturus. Anyway, dear souls, there will come a time soon, though. See, what you'll be focusing. That's okay. You'll be keyed in on 5D and getting to 60, like we know a certain host is sometimes. That you're going to miss the part where, yes, you're going to be into 3D. Before you talk about this ascension real quick into 5D over just in a blink. Well, you're going to blink and you're going to be in 4D. Of course, you won't really, you'll notice it when you notice it'll be one of those ha-ha moments. Wow. But see, because it's not, you're going to be expecting your body to go, how I'm going right in the 5th, my body's going to just be a light body. Well, dear souls, you're going to get to enjoy part of the 4D too. Don't worry. We're stopping on the way, kids. We're stopping on the way. Don't get excited. We won't stay too long. We're going to stop there, though, and we're going to see. We're going to see if we might have to leave you. No, we're just kidding, dear souls. We are trying not to be funny. You know how our host has this thing about the Arcturians and the Pleiadians, and now he's all excited because he thinks he heard something tonight. We're going to tell on him. Oh, God. Well, yes, it is true. They never did quite fine. We're gonna let him sit on this for a little bit longer, though. We're torturing him right over there. But yes, it is true, dear soul. They have not found our actual home planet yet inside of our system where we're at. I think that's been known for quite a while, dear one. Yes, it's I think if you thought real hard on it, you figured out why that might be. It's ascended as a planet as we are. Are we not the only ones that you always talk about? Are we not the only ones that can cloak in their clouds? Yes, we think you are. We think that that's what you've been. You know that that's true. Have we ever told you why that is? The technology. Well, and you've never asked either, to be fair to your soul. But have you ever heard of a biodome, dear soul? That's a ship. Boy, we're really giving him a bad time tonight. We're gonna back off and go on with this. Because, dear soul, yes, of course there is, and of course there's a constellations that are affiliates of the Pleiades and the Arcturians up there. We did not seed them. We know that is true. This roundabout. The Lyrans did, but the Lyrans were kind of busy with a little war, and we were kind of watching them for a while. And boy, we're here, we're full of it in Arcturus tonight. We're giving out all the Earth humans, we're giving all the Pleiadian secrets, we're cleaning out we're cleaning out our cosmic closet tonight, folks. I knew I should have went with the Arcturian, the crystal blue first. Something just told me, you guys. Oh, dear soul. We're going to get back into our mode then. Raising your vibration should not be seen as a goal or achievement. It should not be seen as this map you're going to map out, and you're going to start drawing and crossing off dates as you get there and what you've done, and you're doing this to higher vibration, and it's just a goal of mine I got to get done, because you see what happens, and we're going to get real serious with you for a minute here, dear soul, and the rest of you. We're not picking on you tonight. Not much, anyway. Listen, when you start to look at things as a goal like that, dear soul, you're not going out for a sport. You're not trying to start on you're not getting, what's that running thing you guys do, track? You're not trying to get, dear soul, you're not trying to gain a spot on that team. Dear soul, this is you ascending. This is you raising your vibration. What we're getting at is the process is going to have to be a little bit enjoyable too, and not seen as something like that's held over your head. Well, goals are fine. Goals are great. Goals are great for, I don't know what it is, whatever it is that you guys put, whatever, dear souls down there, whatever it is you put all these unexpected expectations on, whatever it is you might do. We could probably be here all night naming what that might be. Everything and anything you could ever do, right? That you feel that you have to do to please somebody else, correct? We probably thought you would agree, dear soul. This has to be about combining living in the near moment, the now moment. That's what we're going to say. We're getting ahead of ourselves too. If you really want a future trip, we'll give you this much. Why don't you future trip on the near moment, which is like the nearest next time you blink your eye. Okay, there, you can future trip that far out. How about we let you concede that? Yeah. You can sit there and future trip on about as far ahead as it's going to take you to have that eye blink the next time. Okay? But we won't let you do that long, even. You better hurry up. It's important. It goes back into this. It's really simple. Living in that now moment, right? Don't treat this as a goal. When you're in the now moment and you're finding yourself actually living in that now moment, whether it's visiting with friends, visiting with family, doing what you do, doing what's productive, but what you take joy in, that's going to be your time. That's going to be your moment. That is going to be that's going to consume all your time. And the reason that is because that is all your time. Every now moment is all that you've got. I mean, really. Your host likes to joke about, and he's being serious though, when he says he's being about 3/4 real hardcore serious, as you would call it, and a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but really he's not. When he starts talking about there is no time, but there never was any time, but there always was. Things of that nature, because it's true. It really isn't one way or the other. He was on to something with the third option. Dear souls, it is everything, and I think it should be becoming clearer and clearer. And I bet you, dear souls, we're not betting people. We do not know such a thing up there. We are trying to tell you, coming into this language, that when you start to learn how to embrace your own being, to really live in that present, to let go of the ego, and we don't know how else to say it about that, let go of the ego. We know, have you heard that many times too over the years, but it's true. Sometimes repetition is the best way to tell. That's the only way you can put it out there. let go of the ego. But how? Aha. Dear souls, letting go of the ego. This is all tying in tonight. We're really cleaning out the closet tonight. Letting out go of that ego. It ties in with living in that now moment. You're living in that moment, doing the right thing in that now moment. You know, it's not giving you time to sit there and think about these goals that you have to have done, but yet in that now moment, hey, I know I need to be doing this. You're doing something positive now. You're helping somebody else out. You're taking care of somebody else. You're taking care of your needs. Doing what brings you joy. Thus bringing more and more joy. Everybody's joy comes from doing what is right in that now moment. And your souls, we cannot even sit here at our ascended level and sit here and tell you what that is in every now moment, because how could we possibly tell you what to do in any possible scenario you've ever been in your life? How about, do what resonates with you from the heart. Yeah, and really, even, hey, take a page out of this. Think about what you would want to have done. Think about that, what you would have done. What you would want to be done for you when you're thinking about what is the right thing to do in that now moment. And we put it that way because we do not want to get into this guilt thing about how, well, you think about what's right in the now moment, but think about how it's going to affect everybody else and everybody else like that. That should kind of go without saying, but I don't think it needs to be harped onto somebody. We don't here at the Translucent Color Realms. I mean, for instance, do you think, even at our ascended level, do you think that when we're out on a job, and we mean this, dear souls, seriously, we really do. Do you think that you know what we do? What one of our main missions is we would say hired out with. It's our job. We consult on colors, on planets that are ascending, all the way down to we even do pop culture, what would be good for their, believe that or not. Dear souls, it's not just the flowers that we design and their ecosystem, the colors that are going to go along with it, that are going to mix with their culture, their kind of planet. There goes a lot into it. Dear souls, we don't just merely arrive on the scene and shoot our colors out of each of our individual realms like a laser. Well, we do that, dear souls. Dear souls, we do it like that, but it isn't just that we show up and do it. There's a lot of talk of what's going to go where, who's going to go what. We don't just come down and start spraying colors randomly, if that makes sense, dear souls. We really don't. And this is being real with you guys, all funny aside from us now and him. He's, if this don't go right, this whole thing, we're going to blame it on him, a lower dimensional soul, about this humor business going on here lately with us Arcturians laughing again. I don't know. And it's not your souls that we don't have a sense of humor. We're above that usually. I don't know. We've got the giggles lately too. We must have the Ascension. Just like it's messing with you guys. It must be so low that it's actually giving us kind of a funny little feeling when we get it, It'd be like you guys getting, instead of getting kicked in, kicked into gear with one. All those fun feelings, to us, we're so high vibrating, getting that feeling kicking towards us, kind of a smooth little vibe coming into us. We kind of like that swag party, as our host might say. Can you imagine, though? With the Translucent Color Realms here, we may be onto something here, breaking. Yes. Don't worry. We'll be here all eternity. Oh, yeah. We'll see you next time. Yes, but dear souls, have you ever noticed once in a while, dear souls, and we're only saying this because our host has been good about not being real cynical about this lately. Have you ever noticed that when you see some of your fellow Starseeds, your fellow, brothers and sisters, incarnates and stuff like that, maybe, they're just awakening and it may be a case of they're just having the enthusiasm a little bit more, or maybe they're just kind of, there's a thing or two that you think, in your opinion, that's just your growth path, you think that they're not, they're a little full of themselves, like they feel like they need to announce what star system they're from. Have you noticed that, or they get hung up on one? We politely remind you that they're just coming up in their growth path too, and believe you me, host here used to get really irritated with that, but it's like we've told him, no, you were in their shoes one time too, and look at them, like you should be proud of them that they're just even trying. And so just remind them, sit down with them, and say, hey, just talk to them about their, engage them, and maybe, break down their defenses a little bit about which star system they think they're from, and then talk to them about it, and and you don't have to tell them a lecture or anything, just tell them how you feel, like that I don't really, I love my star race, but I don't really feel the need to jump in and make myself feel superior because I'm one of them. Your soul is true. Have you ever been on the receiving end of this before? Our host has. Not on the receiving end of it, but could understand a complaint one time when he was first awakened and contacting, and he had somebody tell him that he felt bad because he wasn't one of the cool kids. One of the cool kids being the Pleiadians. Yeah. You see, dear souls, too much is given, much is expected. We're not saying that some of these labels are not accurate for it, but what we're trying to get you to go away from a little bit is not using those terms, not just thinking in those terms that, well, I'm an Arcturian, I'm a Sirian, I'm a Pleiadian, I'm a Lyran, right? Or, dear souls, we know that a lot of you have probably been approached by people asking how they know what kind of starseed they are. I'll think on this and that and everything. And sometimes it's a tone in their vibe. You could be talking to another ascended soul that's like where you're at right now and your growth path about, right? You guys are talking about it, and you're talking deep, like history talk about it, and using those labels in that talk. We think it's very productive and very fruitful to do, actually. Those kind of things, can be just seem like they're mere just road signs, right? Or just a syllabus for something. But the reality is, in those kind of situations, that's when it's useful. I would remind young people that are, or new people that are awakened, dear souls, that while it's important to know, my thing would be to tell you, dear souls, is this. Well, if you really, you really wanted me to give you an honest answer, what do you think you are? Which one do you vibe a little bit with? Chance? Chances are some of you are just one. Not chances are, some of you are just one. Quite a few of you. A whole lot of you, though, are a little mix of a lot of them. One of them, two of them, three of them, a few of them, several of them. And you know what? Those several of, yeah, you know how that saying goes on Earth, or you go back far enough, you're all related? Well, I mean, it is true at some point. Of course, we all are part of the source. But if we're speaking just analytical, because this thing going around about the history of it, and we know, we're getting so ascended, we know point A, and now we're pretty much, a lot of us are ascended, we already know the full deal with point Z, okay, right? The coming back to creation and being all the one, yeah. But, some of us, I don't know, maybe, I think the smarter ones are like, okay, I'm cool with knowing both, and that's it, and I'm already going to Z, I don't really need to know what the hell happened on the way to, on the yellow brick road there. And then some of us are gluttons, dear souls. Some of us are gluttons. We're speaking about somebody we know real close right now. And I bet he's hoping the one with the crystal blue angels isn't like this. But listen, souls. It's a roadmap and mirrors. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, that it's not something to make sure that everybody knows that you are. Well, I'm a this. Now, it's how it comes up. If you're asked, hey, what's that saying down there? We're going to get a little weird here. We don't mean it in this in a violent way, but hey, if you're asked, it's open season, go for it. If you want, go for it, spill it. Hey, you know what I mean? There you got the karma on your side. There, your soul says, funny speak, right? But have it for a reason. We're not saying to your souls, don't say who you are and what you think you are. Do it for a reason, though. Like, have it be leading into a conversation or something, not just don't have an attitude of, well, look, I'm this. You know what I mean? Well, dear souls, we're gonna have to hate to tell on him again, but He had an idea, and we think it's really actually, dear souls, we would not encourage this, but we do think this is a good idea then. If you are somebody, instead of getting mad at a young starseed for acting that way or being that way, what our host should have done was what he was talking about. He should have found, go get yourself out, what do you call it, a thing where you can look at different places in our sky. You know, where you can look and point at things, where things blink. Give me a goddamn sky map. Yes, you know, the map things you guys look at, right? When you find one of the star systems, any of them. Now, we challenge you, dear souls, do not look at Alcyone, M45, do not look at Procyon, Sirius, do not look at Orion, do not look at Lyra, do not look at Vega. We must have some more. Don't look at us in Arcturus. We love you. On this one occasion, don't look at us. Don't call us, we'll call you. What we're getting at is this, dear souls. Do that. Get them away from out of your purview. Now I want you to get back on there and look. Now I want you to just throw a dart at it if you have to, real safely, and I want you to pick somewhere. Let's see. We might even be able to... Well, this might be a real breakthrough for us all here. We don't know how this is going to play out, guys. We might have to... Boy, this might be a real breakthrough for us all, though, if everybody can hang on for a second. This might be really something to like, yeah, right. This is the Translucent Color Realms. You're dang right, we're right. We're only wrong when we're talking to our sisters up in the 13th D once in a while. See, so even we can, yeah. We're really always right, you know. Okay, so dear souls, we have a suggestion for you. Forget all those star systems I just mentioned, even if you're part of all of them. Get rid of them out of your mind. Did we stay serious to get rid of them all? We love them. We're going to bring them right back. Don't worry, they're not going nowhere. They're not leaving the universe. We're going to bring them out of our purview for just a second. Yeah, get them all out. All of them too, the ones you don't like even. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're there. We're going to go and let's see. We're going to work on this together. This is going to be this. Hey, this could be a real experience for us all. Dear souls, the Translucent Color Realms would like to keep everything really, really colorful here. Okay, so let's find out where we could go. Oh, wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? We're talking about it earlier. The moon is covered up. Antares, the Antares Gateway, it came right to that. Next to Mercury, M80, M44 or M64. The M44, the M45 is Pleiadians. You know, we got lately here, okay, but we've heard of them too. That's a gateway. But our dear soul here has thought about channeling somebody from the Antares Gateway. There's a sun. Let's see what kind of things we got. Oh, there's Rigel Centaurus. There's Hadar. Let's see what else. Axtux. Let's see, are these constellations? Okay, here's suns. Antares is it's a gateway, right? Yeah. Well, we're looking around here, so the sky looks pretty empty tonight, actually. I don't know how that could be. Oh, Neptune's way over here. We'll forget that, but we've got Inkia, we've got Phoenix, we've got Achemar, Achemar. Maybe we're going to channel, hey, what about we have a night where we channel obscure places? How about this? Hey, I'm serious, dear souls. If you're hearing this far in, would somebody be willing to message in just to say if that's a good idea or not, or to comment? We can get together all. I'm serious. It's a bonding session for us all. We could sit there and take a vote on where we're going to pick. We'll pull out of a bunch of them. Let's see. And bring your favorite one if you want to, and see if it gets a chance. What we'll do to be fair, maybe we'll have to trust each other. How can we do this? We'd all write down. Well, and I was thinking about it. Wait, it's too bad we couldn't all send it into an anonymous pot where it gets stirred up. We write it down on a piece of paper. We look at the thing, and it's got to be up there on the sky map. Like, okay, most of these are numbers tonight. Antares, Mercury, there's the ecliptic, and then there's all M25. It looks loaded with them tonight. I wonder if my sky, our Google Sky Map, we're having trouble separating ourselves from that and our host. That's another thing, dear souls. Those entities that you channel, any of them, they are. Some of them are reflections of you. All of them in a way are. Some are more. Some are reflections of you only in that they're like family to you and collective. Some are like parts of your higher body. Some are soul fragments. Some are soul frequencies. Some they just are. That was an easy way right there for a channel not to keep up with us. Wait, so dear souls, in Terrace, the gateway is going on. But it does look like, dear souls, that Spitcha, there's Spitcha over there. And there's like nothing in the sky, dear souls. Maybe there's something like, oh, dear souls, we found an oldie but a goodie cantaloupe. Canopus. Has anybody ever channeled any beings from Canopus? I'm just an Ocus from Canopus. Oh, gosh. The show's going down really. We're losing cosmic sponsorship now. Okay, and here's, we got another one. It popped up. We got Foma Hut. Yes, they're out and about. Somewhere out there, but who the hell knows where. You know what? This reminds us, dear souls. We did run into a t-shirt one time, and this is how we have heard of Canopus. You know, there's a lot of commerce out there in trade. We ran into a gift shop somewhere. I can't remember where we were, honestly, dear souls. And it said on the front of it, it was talking about Canopus. It said in our languages, where in the hell is Canopus? And we were like, and we noticed that there's the soul go by, and we looked on the back, and it said, who in the hell cares? We didn't think that was a very nice thing to say out in the cosmos. I mean, everybody's looking for Canopus. I personally, dear souls, we don't know about you down there, but we swear to you, we're hearing all around from other planets of people that connect with us that Canopus is a real hot place to want to go. And so we're wondering if Earth people are really talking about it a lot in the groups. I know that I'd be really disappointed to find out that it's not a big topic. Canopus. Dear souls, you better be held accountable if you're sitting there listening to this and you're not sitting there talking about Canopus on a regular basis. Well, let me tell you something else here. We're going to have to do another test and find some other places real quick here before we go off air. Well, dear souls, how about we take a nice little trip? Well, we already went to Arcturus. Oh, what about, dear souls, Merkar? Oh, we found Alcyone. Dear souls, would you believe that Alcyone is right above your window? We're not going to go there, dear soul. Mister, you could say that. It's, Neptune, Alcyone, Taurus, and Alcyone, and then Uranus is below. It really is a crass joke, dear soul. That's old, it's played out, and it's, it's kind of just lame and kind of dirty. Not dirty, but, kind of crass. Adhara is up there, too. Adhara is above Canopus. We may have this connection going up. There's Canis Major, and I see Sirius. Dear souls, we're going to have another one of these, because I'll tell you, this is starting to really add up. I don't know what. But I'm starting to see star systems up here that are, if you look over further from, there's other ones. It's almost like they're connecting, kind of. Well, you know what I mean? It's almost like they're there and they're at an angle with each other. Is this a new thing that they're all located in the sky at the same time, dear souls? We're wondering. Spica, Virgo, the constellation of Virgo, Coronis. Oh, this sounds like a really cool place to go, dear souls. NGC, hold on, somebody get a pen. NGC F139, it looks like. Well, that sounds like a futuristic movie. That sounds great. I think I'm going to go. I'm in the movies in a moment. When that comes out, let's all go see it together. That's NGC 5139. Yes, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did everybody get that? Okay. What's up with all these names in the sky that sound like they're Australia? I mean, that's not what it said, but there's one, for instance, Australia, and there's another one somewhere over here that had an Australis. Yeah, Canopus is right there. Now, I think really, though, this is going to have to be a situation where we're going to have to put our heads together and... Oh, that's the M45 cluster. So that's the star. That's the sun system that's in Canopus. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have our options there. But above Canopus is Adhara. And above that is Sirius, Canis Major. So I'm going to bet I'm going to go up at that. My Procyon guys are up here. Where the hell are they? Are they? No, they're usually at an angle from Sirius, but I think they're way up there. I'm sitting down, so I'm having to hold this thing and get a bed. Nick, Mars is way the hell like up at the top of the sky. Yeah. There's where Mars is. No, okay, Procyon is about... Man, it's way... Okay, so that's kind of in a downward thing. Okay, right now you got Cancer and Mars up there. Go downside at an angle, you got Procyon, Canis Minor, and Canis Major is over in Sirius. But they're Procyon A and B. Procyon is basically, ladies and gentlemen, is two big, huge-ass Earth planets. Like, for all intents and purposes, what I'm telling you. It's two big ones, and there might be some others there. Heard there is, but really I've heard there's only really two, the major ones there. Okay, they're a really trippy society themselves. They really are, because I mean, seven dimensions, okay? That's all they would want to go to. But their technology's higher, but we know why they don't want to leave the 70. They're completely happy with being that top ascended Earth body before it completely goes out of the human body form. Now, granted, you can still use a holographic body form at times when you go in, after you're out of the 8th dimension, or when you start getting transitioned through the 8th dimension course, and you're in the middle part and upward. What we're saying is, though, it's the last one where they kind of have control of it. I mean, they're right at their last level. Now, they have orb ships that they can fly in. That's what 6th and 7th dimensional orbs are. They're the ships. But, they're not quite. The beings are in them and everything can morph in them, but the beings are not the ships yet. That don't really start till the 8th dimension, where that becomes kind of, you're moving through that to where you're starting to become that comet yourself. Not that they're not live consciousness down in the low runs by themselves, too, but just kind of, beings on loan from a higher dimension. It gets complicated. You can fluctuate in and out a few of them, and keep in mind they have machines and modulators, too, to where, if you're a 9th dimensional collective or 8th dimensional collective, you can have a being from a few more up from you and be safe with, just having modulators in case they need them to up the vibration level a little. See, it's a whole easier ballgame when everybody's in a light body in, like, at least liquidier dimensions, 5th and up. Because that takes away a lot of that density right there. So, just a little bit of technology can probably help it, and especially the closer you are in dimension. There's a couple you probably don't have to even fuck with it at all. If you're right next to one, I'm sure not going more than 2, but, if you're from 6 to 7th, doubt it. I really, really do. 5th even, really. 8 starts to change a bit, 9's different. Once either 9 fully is, 9 and 10 are kind of, and then a little bit of 10 switching into the angelic realms completely, so you can go through 11, 12, 13D, and that's that, and that keeps it simple for people to study. Of course, it's endless after that. Sure it is. I had reported in that Arcturus, with the Ascension, Arcturus was going to be getting rid of the 10th dimension, or not the 10th. They have 2 star realms, 9th, 10th, and they have the 3, 11, 12, and 13. That's what they've had for a long, long time. The 9th dimension, I'm told, is going on. I'm still being told that. I haven't heard it reported anywhere else yet by other Arcturian channelers, and, I'm open to that it's not true, but this is what I'm getting. It's kind of something, it's like that. So, in our terms, the way if we were going to think about it like that. So what that means is just that there isn't going to be any Arcturian souls that are going to be, say, displaced and have to go. First I was like, okay, well, the ones now are going to go, which they are, but, any more 9th dimensional beings that come into existence will be, taken by the other star realms, and then the ones that are moving up. And that's true. But what I'm saying is there's no... What I got to find is that there's not going to be any that would have gone to Arcturus, right? And I didn't think so either. I wasn't sure, but I didn't think so, and I found out there wasn't going to be any star beings like, okay, that had they kept the 9th dimension, right? We're going to be heading toward Arcturus. They're kind of evolving another one, too, and it just came to me, too, that... Now, I talk about only 13 dimensions here. Well, now, folks, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. We are just colored realms. We do not, maybe our Arcturian sisters will have a little bit more to say that in 13D. And this could also be using your discernment too, because our channel could be getting this wrong. I mean, obviously we wouldn't be sitting here telling you that if we thought that, and knowing it consciously. What we're telling you though is this, dear souls. It is possible that the 14th dimension, because the galaxy has ascended a little bit, the heaven realms are willing to drop one more down. You know what I mean? The 14th. We have reported to you that, as crazy as it sounds, that, and we come to find out that we thought it was completely perfect in the 14th dimension, but that it is only 99.8% perfect there until you get to the 15th. So this is being technical and splitting hairs. We really do, and we don't use those terms. We're just telling you everything to an exact quantum measurement, the best way we can put it in your terms, or souls. That's it. And sometimes you have to really use your own discernment. Sometimes parallel realities are still at play. And when we give you a term like that is 99.8% in your terms, dear souls, that's pretty good. It doesn't give you a lot to worry about to find out that, you were duped out of 0.02%. Because then knowing that now, with that ascendant mindset, knowing that now too, even cuts what little that is down. Get rid of it, get rid of another point, get it down to 99.9. Controllable. Yes, your souls. It'd be pretty hard to even, considering everything, it'd be pretty hard to sabotage with those numbers. It'd be pretty hard to sabotage anything if you wanted to. But your souls, we believe in being exact. And what we're saying though is, find yourself another planet out there. Let's see, let's try to not go to, the moon, Mars. I guess those are acceptable. That's where you want to go hang out. But we would suggest, again, like we picked the names of the star systems, we would suggest that you find yourself, you be original and go comb through the skies and find yourself something. Or, you can name it by, if you want to, dear souls. You can go by the constellation. You can go by the star system. Go by the planet. The sun, whatever you want to do. Anywhere you think you could go to. I see Antares right here. Looks good. It's winter. The moon. Antares Gateway bunch. Gateway come through. Would they do start up Orion? Oh, dear souls, if you want to get back on this subject again about the splitting hairs about who we all are, do you ever wonder about us Arcturians, dear souls? Have you ever wondered, I know because they fly under the radar, and sometimes a lot we do too, because we're kind of up in the upper realms helping the races that are helping you. Dear souls, have any of you ever stopped and thought just how similar us and the Andromedans are over in the Andromedan galaxy, like from way back then, and we're about the same. A group split off to go start them as they started us when they came here through the Antares Gateway. So do you ever think that there's any similarities? Now that you're thinking about it, are there maybe a little more similarities than you thought even originally? Not completely like it, a lot of similarities, dear souls, with some of our races and theirs. Have you ever considered this, dear soul? And now that it's been brought to your attention to think about, what do you think about it initially? We'd be curious to hear from you. You can send that information in. You can send that on Facebook to Larry Locken. One of the two you'll find on there, the one with rainbow shooting off him. But dear souls, if you wish to email in, you don't use Facebook, let's say, okay? I'm sure we all have email, though. You can go to Gmail, and you can type in Locken Larry, Lockenlarry, his name, his first name last, and his last name first, and you know the routine. No numbers, just at gmail.com. Why don't you send it in? Why don't you let us know two things? We're challenging you to send in, dear souls, to find him somewhere like that, or wherever it is convenient for you. Send an email, find him on Facebook, Blue Sky. He's on Blue Sky at Pleiadian Blue Lightning. He's one of the members of the Lightning Collective, Pleiadian Blue Lightning, at bluesky.net. Find him on Threads, too. He's getting street creds on Threads, yo. Listen, dear souls, but also we're challenging you to this. We're giving you the option. You need to find yourself. Time is running out. You need to find yourself a new constellation or a new sun anywhere. And we even challenge you to be original and find. We hear that M25 is really nice this time of year. We hear that. I heard that in my imagination, dear souls. Oh, dear souls, Alnar. We're getting there, so they're popping up, man. They must be coming back from their coffee break earlier on Skyrim. Now they're all popping back in. Hey, there we go. Yes, I mean, we got it all. We got constellations. We got installations. We got it all. Hey, yeah, when we do got the installations, when the Creation Manifestation Center starts showing up in your neighborhood with the nebulas, you wait till one of them starts up in your neighborhood. It's going to make the economy boom. They'll be building constellations and stars and and you'll be starting to spread the news. Yeah. The stars at night are big and bright. Come on. Deep in the heart of Alcyon. Deep in the heart of instead of Texas. Deep in the heart of Antares. Get yourself, though. We're going to get one. You got all these to choose from, dear souls. We're going to quit harping on it because the Crystal Blues are going to want to get in here tonight, too. And I hear they don't have quite as an exciting program as we do, but they never do, our older sisters. Don't tell them we said that. Tell them we were talking about them, but it was all good. Dear souls, too. This leads to one final thing. We were looking at the constellations now, and we noticed, of course, Sagittarius right in front of us. Of course, no big deal. But Sagittarius, dear souls, for any of those of you into astrology at all, could you kindly, is it of your opinion? Because the Translucent Color Realms is not going to comment on this themselves per se, but would you say as an earthling, does Sagittarius fly under the radar a little bit? I mean, they all have their things in place, but would you say that, you take a Leo, a Capricorn, Libra, Cancer, Aries, whatever, Pisces, Aquarius, I guess that's quite a bit of them there, but does it seem to you, dear souls, that Sagittarius flies under the radar a little in some ways? No? Or no more than anything else? Yeah, well, we would accept that too. Well, we wouldn't accept, dear souls, and we agree to anything. We wouldn't accept somebody coming in and saying that it's a really hugely, overly talked about one. We even know from our vantage point, dear souls, that's probably not the case. So it's either just, just like anyone else, or it does fly under the radar a little. We will not buy that it is one of those main ones that's talked about per se. But we don't know. We have no idea. We don't even know where Earth is. Earth to us, dear souls, is just a figment of a person's 5-second dream thought that they had while dozing off at university where we're at. That's all that it was. It just was a blink of a one-time quick thought. And you're living through it. And then it was already gone way before you even thought to know about it. Dear souls, we're going to make way now. We are the Arcturian TranslucentColorRealms, and it has been our pleasure. We do love you guys. Thank you for putting up with us tonight, and I hope, on behalf of the rest of the colors, I am yellow tonight. I think this is my first time being on. We always give our hosts always throw him for a loop and don't tell him towards the end which one color of us it is, because we're kind of all the same, which is in energies. But dear souls, on behalf of the rest of the Nifty Nine, thank you so much, and we hope you had a great, blessed, colorful, that's nothing, colorful holidays coming up in your future with us and lurking around, coming up in the higher realms and in your futures here. We are the Arcturian translucent color realms of the 12th dimension from the wonderful, 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 beautiful mothership star system of Arcturus. And with that, we love you and enjoy the crystal blue angels when you hear them. And we're out.